Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. I'm here each and every day at 8 a.m. as we continue this journey of exploration, of looking at what is this thing called life and what's happening in our lives right now. What's going on? We live in the most interesting time. There is more contrast, or there appears, let me say that, there appears to be more contrast than any other time that I've been alive. And it seems like there is more polarization than any time that we've been alive. And less and less and less people are understanding that this is a time to wake up. This is a time to become aware. This is a time to express that awareness from the standpoint of being our authentic self. You see, that's what life is about. It's about being your authentic self. And if you're not being your authentic self, then you're being influenced by society around you, by other people. And when we do that, guess what? Our lives are miserable because we're never happy unless we're authentic. That's really the key thing to understand. But most people are not getting it. Most people are becoming polarized. I've got to defend this point of view. I've got to defend that point of view. I've got to do this. I got to do that. No. Don't buy into the polarization that's happening in the world today, because the more you buy into it, the more you reinforce it and you create more of it. This is a time to become aware, to be authentic, and to allow others to be authentic and accept them as they are. Their views may be different, but they don't influence you unless you let them. People are entitled to view things differently than you, and they do. Think about all the various topics that are going on out there right now. My God. Do you think we're going to agree on everything? What a boring world it would be if we all saw everything the same. That's why it's important to be authentic. Because if we're not being authentic, how can anyone accept us? How are we ever showing people who we really are unless we're authentic? Why would you sacrifice? Why would you sacrifice being authentic to please someone else that you can never please? Good message for you today, huh, Wendy? You're not there in Utah to please anyone but yourself. And if you're there to be of service, you're doing it to be of service, and that pleases you. It's not to get approval from anyone else. I'm using Wendy as an example because I know Wendy. I know why she's doing what she's doing. But it applies to each of you. Kimberly says, unity in diversity. Yeah. I don't even like the word diversity, Kimberly. I like unity in inclusivity. The second we start talking about diversity, people misinterpret that and they start going into separation. We're different. But at the core of all that we are, at the soul aspect of what we are, we're all the same. There's oneness. You see, that's the ability to step into the observer role in our lives. When we can step into the observer role in our life and realize that everything is always in balance. You get that? Everything is always in balance. No matter what you see happening in the world, there's balance. Without balance, everything would self-destruct. So when you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, my life is an absolute crap storm, it's because you're not looking at your life in its entirety. You're not seeing where you're equally supported and nurtured. You are equally supported and nurtured and challenged at the same time. It's always the case. But the question has to come back to, what are you aware of? Where is your awareness? That's why one of the things that I talk about all the time, the main point of my teaching is I teach a practical spirituality centered on the teachings of science of mind, but it's about how to better self-love through conscious living. And when I start conscious living means living in awareness. Living in awareness. Awareness of what? You're perfect just like you are. You don't have to achieve anything in this world to get something in the next world. That's a human construct. It's not true. You don't have to achieve anything. You have to be the greatest you can be. That's what it's about. Be the greatest you that you can be. Nothing with life is that simple. Become an expert in what juices you, what gives you life. Become an expert at that. Research it, study it, talk about it, teach it. Be it. That's the best one. Be it. Nike says do it. I say be it. That's my motto. Be it. Keshav says he's so disappointed with himself. Everybody, tell Keshav to get over it. How can you disappoint yourself? You're perfect just like you are. Here's what my mentor, not my mentor, my teacher, one of my teachers says. The reason we're disappointed, the reasons that we're unhappy, the reasons we get depressed, the reasons why we have anxiety is because we set or we allow others to set unrealistic expectations for ourselves. Do you hear that? So if you're disappointed with yourself, it's because you've set an unrealistic expectation that you're not meeting. Real simple. Set a new expectation, a reasonable one, and set an expectation in an area of life that you love, not an area of life that you don't love. Yeah, so Wendy says, be it, love it. So not only be it, it's almost like Michael Jackson saying, beat it. Be it, or you could say, be you. I didn't say P-U. That's my little 8-year-old coming out. Be you. Your job for the rest of existence is to be you and discover more of who you are, because you are an infinite expression of life. Do you get that? You're an infinite expression of life, meaning it never ends. There's no end result. No end result. None whatsoever. You never get to the end, so stop judging. Be in the moment, doing what you love. Yeah. Love that. My dog's doing what she loves right now. She's lying on my chair, sleeping. She's happy. She has no other expectation but the moment. My parrot right now, thank God, is quiet while I'm doing this podcast. His job is to annoy me. And he does a great job at it, because he'll talk when I least want him to talk. He wants attention. He is not ashamed to be a parrot. You ever notice that? Animals are not ashamed to be who they are. They don't try to be like anyone else. Maybe if we were more like our animals, we'd have a happier existence. Each moment is a blessing, depending on how you look at it. You see, our eyes are our filters in how we see the world, but it's not just our eyes. It's what's in our mind. Our mind creates the filter in how we look at things. So in these times where there is so much going on, your work, and it's big work, it is big work, is to be authentic and be you, and not to fall into the trap of fear. You know, Keshav, I know you're in India, and they've got this word in India about becoming enlightened. Here's what I say. We have moments that we're enlightened. But will we ever be fully enlightened? Not when we're individualized expressions of the one, no. As long as we are in our individualization, we'll never become enlightened because there must be contrast. I've listened to many, many, many gurus, and they talk about, and when a guru says they're enlightened, run, because that's ego. No one on the planet is not experiencing contrast. Some people differ, or some people deal with it better than others. But yeah, Lori says that the mind skews our perceptions. Yeah, a lot of gurus' perception are skewed. It's amazing how screwed came out of there, isn't it? Enlightened means, Kesha, being aware and seeing both sides to life with no emotional charge, seeing every aspect of life all the time and realizing there's no reason to be attached to it. Attachment is a human quality that causes us great pain, as the Buddha would say. The second we free ourselves from attachment to an idea, a person, a thing, we become free. That's what life's about. So you got to go out there and be the light. And that's a lot of work. You've got to be you. And that's a lot of work. But it's the best work. So that's my message for today. I'll be back again tomorrow. Hey, I've got a workshop coming up in August, like August 7th, on how to create a meaningful relationship. I posted it in Facebook, Lee Wolak or Agape Spiritual Center or Reverend Lee Wolak, any of those Facebook pages. You can sign up. It's free on Zoom. It's a Saturday, 10:30 Central Time. Anyone can fit it in. Even the people in California can fit it in because it's 8:30 Central, their time. So here's the key thing. Go sign up for it. Tell your friends. I'll give you some really valuable insights on how to live in a meaningful relationship. Not a codependent one, a meaningful one. Until next time, know that I love you just like you are. Have a great day, everybody. Aloha.